welcome back. Oh man, what a show we have for you today. Now check this out. You have seen this man before on this show. He came on this show as a patent lawyer. Now you know a patent lawyer oversees inventions. Well, he retired as a patent lawyer and he has an invention of his own. My name is Dacquino. Our guest is the Karl Milde.
How do you do, Vinny?
Karl, we've been friends a long time.
Yes.
I love the things you do. Always into something. You're a wonderful author and inventor. Now, you've invented an amazing invention. Tell me what it's all about.
Okay. My first thing I'd like to say
Yes.
is people study these things and study what people remember when they hear a speech. And they remember the first 5 minutes. So I'm going to say right now what the speech is about.
Okay.
NIFSA, N-F-S-A, stands for National Firearm Safety Administration.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, let me tell you why. Columbine High School,
Oh, man.
1999, 13 students killed.
Whoa.
The Teen Summer Camp in Norway, 2011, 68 campers and staff killed, 55 seriously injured. Sandy Hook Elementary School, Newtown, Connecticut, 2012, 20 children, 6 staff killed. Las Vegas, Nevada, 2017, 58 people dead, including children, 851 injured. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, 17 students and staff. Over 300 mass shootings in 2018 alone. Mass shootings aren't the only problem. Last month, a husband and his wife shot his wife and his children and then killed himself. Just yesterday, in the middle school in the Southwood Middle School in Palmetto Bay, Florida, 2 students were arrested for repeatedly threatening their teacher that he would shoot them and shoot up the school on Valentine's Day. We've all had, we should have had active shooter training. They did in my office. We had an hour of shooter training to what to do if an active shooter is in the building. Children have had active shooter training in their schools. What did they teach them? Hide under their desks. You think that's going to help? Remember the atomic bomb trainings back in the 50s? Maybe you don't, but I do. Hide under your desk, drop, and cover. For every victim of the shooting, there are 100 people that are directly affected. The victim's mother and father, the victim's siblings, the victim's friends and relatives. The ripple effect is enormous. What can we agree on this shouldn't be? We don't want our children to be shot. We don't want our children to live in fear. Now I think we can agree on that. What can we do? The police desperately need our help. Imagine you're a police officer and are told to go into a school and stop an active shooter. You don't know who he is, you don't know where he is, your life is on the line. Now we have safety organizations in our country. We have a National Safety Council that addresses workplace safety. They address home safety, such as poisons, choking, concussions. There's an American Biological Safety Association that addresses safety for professionals who work with biowaste. There's a National Air Duct Safety Association, promotes safety for professionals who install and repair air ducts. There's the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, which promotes safety on the highway. but there is no national or state organization that promotes safety with guns. So, Vinny,
Wow.
that's what we'd like to talk about.
So that's where you began.
Yes.
You understood the problem.
Yes.
And you are part of the solution.
I am trying. I have 23 patents now
Wow.
on different ways to address this problem. There's a technological solution to most every problem, but it would require governmental action.
So your invention includes something that we use just about every single day.
Right.
A cell phone.
It's pairing a cell phone with a gun.
Wow.
I first thought of this when I had a presentation at a Rotary Club in White Plains, New York, about what happened in Sandy Hook. The Commissioner of Safety for White Plains went through the action minute by minute and explained that this shooter, I won't name him, stole his mother's gun, killed his mother, and went to the school and killed those children and staff. And I said, there's got to be a way that this could be prevented.
Yeah, that's...
So that I got my first patent on locking a gun with your cell phone.
Wow. So that if someone steals the gun from you, they can't use it.
They can't use it.
unless they have the code that you put in there for that gun.
Unless they actually have your bio information,
Oh,
like your
wow.
face or your fingerprint.
Jeez.
You could
I mean, they have to have my face?
Yeah.
Jeez. Give them a break.
It won't work with your face, so sorry. So anyway, I'd like to start a little video presentation now.
Okay.
And show our listeners and viewers what this is about.
Okay, let's stay tuned for a video that was prepared by Karl for you today. Roll it.
Okay, we can make guns safer. It's a really big problem. Mass shootings in 2018, 300 all across the United States. These are just mass shootings. These are not what happens in stores, in mom and pop homes. This is mass shootings, 300. It's a real problem, and our children are at risk. Can I have the next slide? If we use a cell phone, we can do something about this and help the police stop this problem.
Wow.
Help them when they go into a school that has an active shooter situation. We call it gun view. What we've done is added a camera to the muzzle of a gun, a video camera, just like is on every drone. And the video camera transmits to your phone, and your phone relays the video, including the sound, to a central police station, where the police station watches what is going on.
So in a
through
sense,
the
you're
muzzle of the
bringing
gun.
the police to the scene of the crime.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's initiated when the police officer takes his gun out of his holster, and then the video starts to roll. And if there's an active shooter situation, there's probably several police. And they're running into the school, and they're afraid for their lives. Imagine being that police
Yeah.
officer.
Wow.
So, at the central station, they can see what the gun sees. And what a policeman can do is look around a corner with his gun and look and see who's there before he exposes himself. He can be coordinated by the central station because they know where all the police are. They know what's being seen inside the building, and they can tell him, go to room 57 or whatever.
Yeah.
That's where the active shooter is.
Now the sound comes through his phone, or how?
The sound it's a video, just
Yeah,
like
okay.
a video on your TV.
Yeah.
But it's shown on the police station monitor.
Right.
And they see what every single gun sees.
But how do they contact the policeman at the scene?
Oh, they talk to him over the police radio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a constant communication going on.
Okay.
They can either talk to him through the phone, or they can talk to him via his police radio. So here's how it works. Next slide, please. Well, wouldn't it be great? if all videos captured went instantly to a central station at the police office, and they could see the GPS location of every officer, and they could identify the perpetrator through facial recognition.
Wow.
They instantly look in their database when the perpetrator is seen in the video, and they look in the database and find out who this might be. Now, this might be a student who's not in the database,
Right.
but at least they can identify that person. So, what does the guns do? The gun relays a live video to a smartphone, and the smartphone relays it to the police station. It's both video and audio. The smartphone transmits GPS coordinates to the central station. That is, every smartphone has GPS coordinates. Next slide, please. The smartphone transmits the time that shots are fired to the police station. And last slide, please.
They are literally at the scene.
The smartphone automatically calls central station for backup because the police might be there, and the central station doesn't know that the police officer has pulled his gun from his holster. But whenever that happens throughout the precinct, whenever an officer pulls the gun from his holster, the police station knows and calls.
So all the
backup.
guns are in sync to this station.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the invention. I got a patent on that back in 2 years ago, I'd say, 2.5 years ago, and I've gotten 22 patents since then, sir.
So those the next 22 patents build on
this,
this.
And they build on the idea that you can create a safe zone in a school, in an airport, or wherever, where guns are not allowed to shoot. And with national action, you can require those guns not to be shot because you've downloaded to the cell phones of the people that own the guns. The cell phones tell the guns not to shoot when that person is in a safe zone. So that's another whole aspect of the invention. You can talk to your gun and tell it to enable it, allow it to shoot. You can prevent it from being tampered with. When the gun is tampered with, it transmits to the cell phone, and then that transmits to a central station so they know that that gun has been tampered with. In the military, guns over in Iraq were appropriated by ISIS. You could have shut them off so they wouldn't have worked.
Wow. So if they stole the gun, it's useless.
And if they try to tamper with it to make it work, it destroys itself.
Wow.
There's invention after invention that is today possible, but nobody's taken any action on this. And that's why my message is National Firearms Safety Administration establishes an administration like NHTSA, National Vehicle Traffic Safety Administration, which oversees traffic on the highways, makes highways safer, makes cars safer. They continually work to make driving safer for us, and they have indeed brought the deaths from traffic accidents down since they were established about 1970.
And that's your goal with firearms.
Yes, and it's doable with firearms too.
Wow.
So
wow.
NIFSA, that's my message. NIFSA. So
wow. So at this point, you have a number of inventions that all are pointed in this direction.
Yes.
Now, are we done? Now, will those 23
total,
inventions.
so far. Some more patents are pending.
Okay. So it's not over yet. You're still perfecting this thing.
Yes, and also we're building this invention that I talked about for the police. So that will be announced in a year or so. We're making a prototype, and we're going to have it pilot tested by the NYPD.
Wow.
And if it works the way we expect it, it'll be available to all police forces.
Wow. So then now, what about private owners of guns? Now, how does that work with that?
Okay, now, existing guns, and there's about 300 million of them.
Oh, geez, that's all?
Whenever there's an active shooting in a school, the sales of guns actually go up because people think, oh, they're going to do something now. We better buy our guns now before they legislate some change. So there's a lot of guns in existence. What the National Firearm Safety Administration or legislation could do is slap an RFID sticker on every gun. It could require an RFID sticker to go on every gun. It wouldn't require anything more than you can send them out for free. Slap it on a gun, and if the gun has that, you would know by transmitting interrogation to that RFID sticker or tag. You would know the code on that tag, and you would know that gun has that tag, and you know where that gun is. So for it's a very simple thing to do, and I have a patent on that too, by the way.
Wow. I'm not surprised. Now, is this a very expensive process?
Well, an RFID tag is 6 cents. So
6 cents?
yeah, it's not a big deal.
Pretty steep.
You can make a lot of them, send them out,
Yeah.
and require everybody to put it on their gun.
So when the tag is on the gun, that means that gun is registered? Is that?
No. It's just I'm sure there would be objection to registering your gun.
Yeah.
But if the police were to find a gun that didn't have a tag, they could arrest that person because it's required to put the tag on your gun.
And the purpose of the tag again?
To be able to sense that the gun is there. In other words, you walk into a bookstore, and just the way the bookstore has all the books tagged that way, and if you walk out of the store, it says you're stealing the book.
So that tag identifies, you'll be able to...
It identifies that you have a gun there, that there's a gun that just went through the sensor. They recently said... So
the tag is a sensor?
Yeah, the tag is a sensor.
Wow, so it isn't just a...
It's a little transponder is what it is.
Oh.
You transmit to it, and it replies with its code. That's all it is.
Wow.
It's like the Easy Pass. If you have an Easy Pass, that's a tag.
Oh, so it isn't just... I was envisioning a sticker, just a little sticker.
Well, there is a sticker. It's a little tiny
sticker, but that
you stick it on the gun.
But that transmits.
It only it's passive. There's no battery in it.
Okay.
You transmit to it, and it replies. That's all it can do.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Very easy.
So it helps us to at least get some kind of hold on all of this tragedy that's happening with guns.
And it'll help the police, it'll help them feel safer when they have a situation where they're going in and there's an active shooter. That is a dangerous requirement for the police, but they have to go.
So now that we have all the patents in place, what has to happen, Karl?
Well, NIFSA, we have to have an agency that oversees this
Are you already working with NIFSA?
No, it's an imaginary administration.
Okay, it doesn't really exist yet.
No, there's no organization that exists for the safety of guns. That's the remarkable thing. There's an organization called the NRA, which promotes guns, promotes that they aim better, fire truer, fire faster. They promote better guns, but not safer guns. They've never, ever promoted safer guns.
Wow.
And you can
really
make guns safer.
Yep. And that's your goal.
Yeah.
Wow. Sounds great. So your next goal is to create this organization, or do you go to organizations that already exist and say, hey, you need this?
No. What I'm going to do is give a few speeches, but we're going to get this invention out there to help the police. And then the police will say, my goodness, this works. This is something that can be done.
Yeah.
What else you got? And we can introduce it that way.
How close are you to the prototype?
About a year away.
About a year away.
Yeah. We have everything. We have the video camera, transmits to a cell phone. What we don't have is the app for the cell phone to transmit to the police station, and the software for the police station to put the display on the screen and store all of these videos that come in. It'll be a record of what happened at that active shooter
So
situation.
does this happen on a local, state, federal level?
Every police station, every police department could use this. So it'll be
So
on
do you begin locally, or
yeah, we begin with the NYPD, then we offer it if they if they
NYPD
bless it.
is pretty big. If you
Yeah,
can get the NYPD.
oh yeah, if they bless it, we're ready to roll it out.
So who does the blessing? Is it a senator, a congressman?
Well, hopefully they'll take notice. There's a lot of people that are anxious to do something,
Yeah.
but they're stymied because Congress has not introduced any legislation to make guns safer.
So you need a congressman.
You need Congress to do something.
All right. So I imagine that's one of the things that you need to do first, is to try to get somebody on board to understand how crucial this is.
Well, the best way to do it, we feel, is to actually get something working out there.
Yeah, so that you can
so-
show them. Otherwise, it's just theory.
It's just talk.
Right.
And congressmen don't listen to just talk.
Right. They want to see this thing work.
Well, they want to see that a groundswell, if you will,
Yeah.
of people saying, do something, do something. You haven't done anything.
So now
There's no administration, let me repeat, no
Yep.
administration of government, either the state or the local level or the national level, which would promote gun safety, does anything about gun safety.
Wow.
They pass laws like in Texas that teachers can have a gun.
Yeah.
So you were a teacher. How'd you
Yeah.
like to
Oh,
have
no,
a
thank
gun?
you.
Right, exactly.
I'll pass on
that's
that one.
not
Yeah,
a solution.
It scares me. I spent the last 5 years of my teaching career teaching teachers.
Yeah.
And would I recommend that every one of those teachers I worked with have a gun in the top drawer? Hell no.
Right.
Not that they're not good people, but as you say, put the gun in the wrong hands and it could be scary.
Right.
And we need to at least be sure that safe guns are in the hands
Right.
of people.
If you put it in a drawer and it was protected this way with a cell phone,
And a kid can't get in there.
Nobody could. operate
Otherwise,
the
you're
gun
saying
except
there's a
you.
gun in the classroom.
But even then, if you took your own gun and there was an active shooter out there, you might just start banging away and kill somebody. Not the active shooter, but somebody else. And it happens all the time.
Yeah. And this could prevent. Remind me again how that won't happen with your invention.
Well, in terms of which invention, there's so many. But
Well-
in terms of the police knowing where the perpetrator is and being able to go in there and without actually exposing their own body to the perpetrator, being able to shoot that perpetrator
Right.
using a cell phone and the little display on the cell phone that tells him what it's aimed at. So he doesn't have to really look at that perpetrator.
Wow.
So there's so much that can be done.
Yeah, there's a lot that can be done. And, well, it sounds to me, Carl, that you have a lot of work to do.
Right.
But it also sounds to me like you've done a lot of work already.
Just remember, my message is NIFSA,
NIFSA.
NIFSA.
Tell me again what NIFSA stands for.
National Firearm Safety Administration.
And it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. It's kind of like NHTSA, which does exist, has made cars safer. Let's have an administration that makes guns safer.
Well, Carl, it sounds to me like it's an ambitious and important project.
Thank you.
People are dying every single day, and it's got to stop. It just has got to stop. And if this can make it stop, you're my hero, Carl.
Thank you.
It just has to go on. Talk to me a little bit, just very briefly. We only have another minute or two. Is this where all your focus is now? Are you still writing? I know you're a novel writer.
Right. I'm still writing, yes.
I know that you are a past governor of Rotary.
Yes.
So you are a very active citizen doing the kinds of things that people need to do. Watch out for your brothers and sisters. Understand that action is louder than words. And you have now created some actions. This invention is sort of out there. More has to be done. Can any one of us do anything to help you, Karl?
It's just to start. If people would vote for congressmen that were interested in gun safety, that would help.
Okay.
Voting would help.
So that's a question to ask.
Yes.
Are you for abortion? Are you for this? Are you for that?
Are you for gun safety?
Are you for gun safety? That's the question. Yeah. So the next time you get your congressman's ear,
right,
ask them, are you for gun safety? Do you want to save lives? There's an invention out there that's right around the corner. Bring it here, now. Support Karl Milde, his inventions, and his cause, protecting you, the citizen.
Thank you, man.
Karl,
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate all you've done for so many people. I want you back on this show. I want you talking to me about some of the other things that you're involved in.
Glad to.
You don't rest, and we're not going to rest until Karl Milde gets his idea to the right people. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being part of One-on-One with Karl Milde.